Hello, welcome friends. All right, so today we are doing yoga for bone health. If you have osteopenia, osteoporosis, or if you just want to build strong, healthy bones, that's what we're here for. So we're going to do a short class, and what I recommend is that you do 12 to 15 minutes every day of yoga, specifically holding strong poses for anywhere from 8 seconds to a minute and a half. That's the sweet spot for that. So we're going to start with warming up the wrist because we're going to do a couple of poses on hands and knees. And I also want to show you, before I get down on the floor, options to do it in a chair or at the wall. I know not everybody can get up and down off the floor, but that's why we have options. So let's start with the wrists. I'm going to take my watch off here. And we're just going to make circles around with the wrists, standing in a nice tall position here. Making circles one way, the other. Maybe they go together. Kind of fun brain work while we're at it. And then I lost one. All right, so shake that out. And then we're going to bring the palms together, interlace the fingers, and make figure eights or infinities if you like. Excellent. And we're going to release that, shake it out, and switch which finger you had on top. I don't know if you can remember now. And do that again. Just opening them up a little bit and release that. Another one you can do is bring the hands behind the back, clasp the hands together, and we're going to bring them down towards the floor. Excellent. And release that. And when you're doing this on your own, you can do these for a little bit longer. I just want to get all the poses in my short little window. So bringing the fingers back, push the fingers into the opposite hand. And then the other direction. One of these is probably going to feel better than the other. I'm going to have to fix that sunspot there. Sorry about that. All right, hold on just a moment. Shake the wrists out. There we go. All right, and we're going to turn on a light because now it's dark. All right, so wrists all shook out. Let's do a little mountain pose to check in with the spine. And we're going to do this let's do it for 10 seconds here. Nice, calm breath. Inhale through the nose and exhale out the nose. Excellent. All right, release your mountain pose. And then let me show you in the chair what some of these poses we're going to do are. So pelvic tilt, seated in the chair. That's our pelvic tilt. Back and forth, back and forth. Okay, so that's our pelvic tilt. Knee to chest. Windshield wipers, like that. Bridge pose, I'm going to say you can't really quite do that in a chair, but you can do it at the wall. And this is, we're kind of sitting up against the wall in a chair pose, and then you can bring the hips forward. So we're getting that same strength, slightly different because we have the weight is distributed differently. And then Apanasana is going to be back to that knee to chest, but one at a time because you're seated. And cat and cow is a more exaggerated pelvic tilt, bringing the whole spine in. And then spinal balance, you can raise one arm and one knee and then do the opposite. You can also do that at the wall. Raise one leg, opposite arm, and then switch. And then plank. We're going to do it on the floor, but you can do it to a chair if that's a little too much on the wrist. Same thing at the wall. And then we'll do cat and cow, and then we'll do our relaxation pose. All right, so to get started, I'm going to come down to the floor. And we're going to start with that pelvic tilt. Some of these poses are prepping for what we're doing, and some of them are counter poses. So when you're doing the yoga on your own, you may need more or less countering and prepping. So for the pelvic tilt, we're doing this as a prepping pose. So we're just going to tilt and tuck on the pelvis, opening that up. Excellent. And then we're going to come into our knee to chest. And we'll do a couple of these dynamically. And you can extend the other leg all the way out if you prefer. Or you can bring the feet down to the mat. Excellent. All right, now we're going to hold each side for 10 seconds. All right, starting with one side, here we go. And if you want your leg out straight or bent, whichever you prefer. Excellent. And that was 10 seconds on that side. Let's do the other side for 10 seconds. Excellent. And release that. And then we're going to do windshield wipers. So this is a little bit of a twist. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring one arm up, and then we're going to send both knees to the opposite side. And we're going to do this one for 30 seconds. And we want to start engaging the breath here. You can inhale through the nose and exhale out the mouth, or inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. All right, 10 more seconds here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. All right, bring that arm down. We're going to bring both knees to the center. Bring the opposite arm over, and then both knees over to the opposite side. 30 seconds. Here we go. And again, beginning to engage with that breath. Inhale, maybe extend the inhale, start at the fingertips and go down to the feet. Got about 10 more seconds here. 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. All right, bring the arm back first, and then we're going to bring the knees up to center, and then if it feels okay, if it feels necessary, if you want to do windshield wipers dynamically, you can just do the knees side to side. Excellent. All right. Now, I might have forgot to mention, grab a block if you want. If you don't have one, that's fine. You can do it without, but we're going to do our bridge pose, and we're going to come up with the block if you want. So we're on our back. We're going to bring the block in between the thighs, and we're going to come up and we're going to hold this for 30 seconds. So arms down by your side. We're going to push in with the feet, squeeze the legs together. And if you'd like, you can bring the hands, clasp the hands under and bring that up. All right, so let me get my timer out. And that was 5 seconds. I think we're doing this for 30, I said. And 5 more here. 4, 3, 2, 1. So we're going to come down very carefully, remove the arms out from under, coming down nice and slow. Take your time, and then we're going to remove the block, and we're going to bring the knees back into the chest and do a little releasing. Excellent. All right, from here, we're going to come up to seated. So you can roll over onto one side and slowly push up to seated, or cross the ankles and roll up. All right, so we're going to come up to cat and cow. And let's do a little, we're going to do it dynamically first, and then we're going to hold each pose. So just a couple times back and forth. Excellent. And then let's start with the cat first, and we'll go for 15 seconds. Exhale, pull the belly button in, tuck the chin and the tailbone. And then we're going to release that belly button and breathe. 3, 2, 1, and release. All right, back to neutral. And then we're going to go to cow. So we're going to look towards the horizon. Make sure that we're not locking the elbows forward. We're not dropping the belly towards the floor. And 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Excellent. Okay, if it feels okay, if you want to do a couple more cat and cow, you're welcome to do that. Excellent. Our next one is spinal balance. We're going to hold this for 10 seconds each side. Ready? Here we go. We're going to extend that right arm forward, left leg back. And breathe. Excellent. And release down. Let's do the other side. Extend that right leg back, left arm forward. And breathe. Excellent. And release. Nice. If you want to do a couple more cat and cow, that's fine to release that. And then our last strength pose is our plank. So I showed you at the chair, at the wall. There's a couple of options on the floor. I'll show that before we start the timer. So you can stay with the knees on the floor and put more of your body weight on your arms. If your wrists bother you, you can come in on a forearm. That might be a little bit more difficult, and we'll need to build up to that. Otherwise, here we go with a regular plank. So any of those options or this one, let's do 10 seconds here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Excellent. All right, come out. If you want to shake the arms a little bit, if that was feeling good, great. And then we're going to come and do a couple cat and cow to release that. Cow, exhale, cat. And then when you're ready, we're going to come back onto the floor, onto our spine, and come into our relaxation pose. So it probably feels like it would be easy to skip relaxation pose. But as you're getting settled, you can do that pelvic tilt again. Bring the arms up overhead. Feel a good morning stretch if you want. Extend the legs. And release. Release the legs and the feet away from each other. And why we need to relax is that the body does its repairing while we're at rest. So we need to find time to let go of striving and working and doing. All right, so a couple more breaths here. You're welcome to extend this, but I wanted to keep the whole video in a shorter format so that you're more apt to do it more often. All right, take 3 more breaths here. And then coming back into awareness, wiggling fingers and toes. You can roll your head side to side if you like, if that feels okay. And then we're going to roll over onto your right or left side. You can use that lower arm as a pillow for your head so that you're not straining the neck. And then when you're ready, we're going to push up to seated. And let's just take a moment and take a couple breaths. And then I will send you on your way. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.